Yo, what's good with y'all? It's your boy Nick, and welcome back to another day of Reactionmas. Before we get into it, make sure you like and subscribe, turn on that post notification button. Today we are reacting to how good is the #1 high school prospect, Tyran Stokes. Actually, let's get straight into it.
Be the best high school basketball player in the country. If you ask Tyran Stokes, it's 6 feet and 7 inches of pure athleticism. Stokes is a scoring and rebounding machine at small forward who has been making headlines for his AAU exploits since he was in the 8th grade. A product of rich basketball cultures from across the country, it's been tough to miss clips of the 17-year-old dunking, chirping, swatting, and everything in between. But whenever someone is labeled as the best, it's always worth asking if they deserve the title, which is why in today's video, we'll investigate just how good Tyran Stokes actually is. One of the most compelling aspects of evaluating Tyran Stokes is the way his upbringing informed his style of play. Born in Louisville, Kentucky on October 12, 2007, ball was in Stokes' blood. His mother stands at 5'10" and played high school basketball, while his father preferred the gridiron. Growing up in Louisville, there was little doubt as to which of his parents he would take after. Kentucky is a state obsessed with basketball. After all, the University of Kentucky and University of Louisville rivalry is amongst the most storied in the college game. Louisville in particular is a hotspot, with the Cardinals' state-of-the-art KFC Yum Center a prominent piece of the city's skyline. Living in its shadow makes it almost impossible not to fall in love with the sport, which Tyran Stokes picked up right away. By the 1st grade, he was already playing organized ball. But after 3 years of play, the Stokes family moved to San Diego, in what would become a theme for most of his childhood. From 4th through 6th grade, Stokes upped his game in California, but took his chances in football as well, finally taking after his father. The physicality required to make a difference on the court.
Yeah, that's what got him kicked out his school, his high school that he was just at, because he wanted to go out there and play football or whatever. He got kicked out, and I'm pretty sure he's at a school with Jamal Crawford's son. So yeah.
Gridiron meant that young Tyran got the full benefits of being a multi-sport athlete, carrying that toughness over to the hardwood as well. Just as Tyran was settling in, the Stokes were on the move again, this time to Atlanta, but they only spent a year there before moving back to the Golden State. This time though, they were headed north, where Tyran would fully begin to capitalize on his basketball ability. You see, in the summer of his 8th grade year, Tyran Stokes first made waves in the AAU circuit at Balling on the Beach, a tournament in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Stokes was impossible to miss with his massive frame and rare athleticism dominating the competition. His All-Ohio summer team was eventually named 8th grade national champs after overcoming every opponent at Nike's
That boy
EY.
Taylor Kenny too. Taylor Kent, he's good. He committed to Kansas, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he cold too.
His defense, rebounding, and ability to get to the basket stood out as his biggest strengths. Given his extremely developed 6'7" frame at the age of just 14, he was even allowed to play up to age groups with Team Why Not at the 2022 Peach Jam. Stokes impressed with his play against much stiffer and older competition, leading the team in scoring on multiple occasions, which saw him drum up serious college interest before ever stepping foot in a high school classroom. At this point, Tyran had yet to decide where he would play his high school ball. Ultimately, he chose to stay in California, this time heading north to wine country, committing to prolific prep in Napa. Stokes' freshman year was interrupted by one of the most important calls any athlete can receive, the call to represent his country. USA Basketball invited the Louisville native to the men's junior national team October minicamp, now officially recognized as one of the best young players in the country. When his freshman season as part of the prolific prep crew finally started, the California powerhouse took care of business as usual, nearly running the table with a 35-2 record. One of those losses came to IMG by way of a last-second buzzer beater in the national quarterfinals. Stokes had 16 points.
Losing like that, what? That's crazy.
in that game, but he ultimately couldn't make the difference. But he was able to take his mind off the heartbreaking loss with a busy summer in 2023. Stokes was invited to the NBA PA 100 camp, where current and former NBA players mentor up-and-coming high school stars, preparing them for the transition to the league and everything that comes with it. A huge honor in and of itself. Even more impressive, Stokes was one of only 2 players from the class of 2026 to be invited that summer. AJ DeBonta was the only other freshman present, and shortly after,
We already know about AJ Cole.
transferred to Prolific Prep to team up with Stokes and company. At the NBA PA 100, Stokes was considered one of the standouts, further raising his stock in recruiting circles. It was then back to the AAU circuit, where he played up 2 age groups again in the under-17 category with Vegas Elite. Stokes dominated at the Nike Peach Jam, averaging 11.5 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 4.5 assists per game. He had also begun to visibly bulk up, making the physical aspect of his game.
Now, this might be a crazy comp that I'm about to say. I haven't watched that much of Tyran's game, but off of these highlights, I would say he's like a better version of Julius Randle. Like, I'm talking about how, like, the grit, like how he gets to the rim, like he's strong, moving people out the way, getting to the rim, and being able to score and all that. That's what I'm talking about. I feel like that's not a bad comp, though.
Even more of an asset in the summer of 2023.
Like,
cool, iPhone 17.
for real, that dude, Julius not bad though. Like, Julius not a bad comp. Other than that, I can't say I could see someone else.
Of the summer was Stokes winning hardware for his country. He helped Team USA to the gold medal at the Under-16 Americas Championship in Mexico, averaging 10.3 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 3.8 assists per game in the process. He returned to Napa with some real pedigree under his belt, still an underclassman, but neck and neck with his new teammate AJ DeBonta for the title of top recruit in the class of 2026. The two had already faced each other at Peach Jam in the summer, with LeBron James watching on. The crew went 34-6 overall.
You know, you could mention Carmelo now.
With losses to Cooper Flags Montford, as well as IMG Academy. The Stokes-DeBonta tandem wasn't enough to get Prolific Prep anywhere near the national championship in 2024, somewhat of a disappointment given the hype surrounding both sophomores. Nevertheless, Stokes' summer got off to a flying start, winning the Under-17 FIBA World Cup in Turkey with Team USA, an experience far from home that he credits with helping him mature. Stokes showed no signs of growing pains as he logged 12.3 points and 7 rebounds per game, while his average of 5.6 assists was the third best tally of the 7 rebounds per game, while his average of 5.6 assists
Dunked over your teammate though? Nah,
this was the third best tally of the tournament. He was named to the all-tournament second team, an achievement which gave him plenty of momentum as he returned home to the States for some more AAU ball. This time around, representing the Oakland Soldiers, Stokes exploded on the EYBL circuit, averaging 20 points, 8.3 rebounds, and 2.9 assists per game. The rising junior was balling, with NBA royalty like LeBron and Melo in attendance. With those kinds of performances, and the fact that AJ DeBonta had reclassified during their time together at Prolific Prep, Tyran Stokes solidified the #1 spot in his recruiting class. But there was an even bigger shakeup between the two teammates as DeBonta transferred to Utah Prep ahead of the 2024-25 season. Stokes promptly followed suit, moving back to Southern California to join Notre Dame in Sherman Oaks. Tyran said he wanted a more traditional school experience, whereas the Prolific Prep model revolved entirely around basketball. Notre Dame is a perennial powerhouse in CIF, winning the state championship in 2023 and reaching the quarterfinals in 2024. For reference, Bryce James spent a year there before going back to Sierra Canyon for his senior season. In the 2024-25 season with the Notre Dame Knights, Stokes averaged 21 points, 9.3 rebounds, 3.9 assists, and 1.5 steals per game. He outdueled Bryce James when they played Sierra Canyon in a crucial league playoff game, avenging a loss earlier in the season by leading all scorers with 28 points while racking up 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. The Knights finished the year 28-8, which was good enough to secure them the 3 seed in the CIF State Championships Open Division. In the first round, They faced off against the Montgomery Aztecs in a back-and-forth game, but Notre Dame eventually pulled away to win 76-56. Stokes was responsible for 15 of those, as well as 16 rebounds and 6 assists. Notre Dame then went ahead and handed St. Joseph's their first home loss since 2020, with a narrow 66-64 victory. Although Stokes took a backseat in this one, scoring 12 points, his teammates picked up the slack. They would need him to step up in the regional finals against Roosevelt High, which he most certainly did. With just one win separating them from a shot at the coveted California State title, Stokes went off, shooting 8 of 14 from the field, leading the way for the Knights with his 21 points, 13 rebounds, 5
Now I could see Jason
assists,
Tatum
and
as
2
game 2
blocks.
though, but mainly I see Julius Randle though. You feel what I'm saying? Like the way he like on that clip, jab step, that move buddy out the way and lay. Like that's something that Julius Randle will do.
Fortunately, the Mustangs just edged Notre Dame on the night by 3 points, and eventually went on to win the state championship. Another brutal playoff loss for Stokes, whose mentality was thrown into question when he didn't attend the post-game press conference with his teammates. In all fairness to him, he did everything he could and still came out on the losing end. Another tough postseason break in his young career. He was named a junior All-American by Max Preps for his efforts and was a dominant force at the high school level, leading to rumors that he would try and reclassify to the class of 2025. Fuel was added to the fire as it appeared that he wouldn't be participating in AAU after missing the first EYBL session. Tyran eventually put those rumors to rest by running it back with the Oakland Soldiers in May of 2025, spending much of his summer taking college visits to blue blood programs such as Kentucky, Kansas, and of course his hometown Louisville Cardinals. He reportedly has upwards of 18 offers, but hasn't given any clear indication of which direction he's leaning. According to On3.com, Louisville has the best odds of landing their guy, which would be one of the most exciting homecoming stories in college basketball. But the summer of 2025 was even more remarkable for his exploits with Team USA, playing up at the Under-19 FIBA World Cup in Switzerland. The US won comfortably, and Stokes played his part with 9.7 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 2.6 assists per game against significantly older competition. The highlight of his World Cup was a near quadruple double against Jordan in the round of 16. 19 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists, and 7 steals. Nevertheless, he was still the first American to register a triple-double in the competition's history. Quite the achievement for the 17-year-old. On top of that, he continued to ball out back on home soil with the Oakland Soldiers, with the second most points and rebounds per game in all of EYBL. So, now that we're up to date on his career and accomplishments, we can properly answer the question of how good Tyran Stokes actually is. Well, his physique is one of his biggest strengths. At 6'7", hovering around 245 pounds, he's difficult to slow down when he gets moving. Early in his high school career, it was clear that
He's for sure a physical player though. Like in these clips and everything that I've seen, he's able to move people out the way and get to his spot and be able to back people down, be able to jab step and then just like move them out the way, get to the lane easy. Like he's for sure a grind type of player. At least from these clips I'm seeing.
Did a bit too much on his frame to get to his spots, something that usually won't cut it at the next level. Thankfully, John McCall, who trained the likes of Jalen Green, the Thompson twins, and AJ DiBonsa, has worked with Stokes individually on his movement. In McCall's own words, he wants to focus on getting Tyran lighter on his feet, being more graceful with his landings. If Stokes improves his body control, that could make him less predictable at the next level, and therefore help his game translate even better. Throughout his high school career, Stokes' playmaking has improved drastically, as seen in his improving scoring and assist numbers. There's significant work to do as far as his shooting from distance and shot selection on occasion. He still has certain hiccups in his decision making, but his
for sure. But he looked cold. He looked tough, especially from these clips and everything. Like he's able to flow and move for sure.
In his pass selection, Tyran is a forward who can carry and distribute the ball like a guard when called upon, a valuable asset at his size. He's already dominant when it comes to getting rebounds and making athletic plays on both sides of the ball.
Also, I would say from these clips I've been seeing, He give me similarities of Jalen Johnson also. Like you could see a little bit similar. Alright, y'all, I'm back. The video cut off. But what I was saying that I could see similarities of Jalen Johnson in his game from the clips that I've been seeing.
For all of his talent on the court, Stokes has been known to talk his fair share of trash. While it's great to see that type of competitive edge, his absence at the post-game press conference in the CIF playoff loss wasn't a good look. If he wants to give the heat, he also has to be able to take it. According to McCall, Tyran's been working on maturing and developing his mentality this offseason, not getting sucked into confrontations, instead being the best version of himself, delving into Mamba mentality by Kobe Bryant. Our verdict? He's an elite high school player and absolutely deserves his spot at the top of the mountain. However, he's got significant development left before he can dream of making a legit impact in the league when his time comes. Staying at Notre Dame for his senior year was absolutely the right choice, where he can continue to work on his craft in the hunt for glory with the Knights. But what do you
100%.
think? Is Tyran Stokes overhyped? Where do you think he should commit? Let us know in the comments.
You know what? He should commit to Georgia Tech. Why not? Like, I know it won't happen, but why not? Commit to Georgia Tech, you know? But all jokes aside, I feel like he's tough for sure. Like, and then he's out there playing with J.J. Crawford. J.J. Crawford, cold freshman. He plays good and all that. But yeah, let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications. It's still more videos to come out this month. You feel what I'm saying? It's only a couple more videos left. But yeah, I'm out. See y'all next time.